they are, how well they handle. They were never legalized in America until 2005, I believe. But I got to 2006 because in 2005 there were a lot of options that didn't come on that car, where it came standard on a 2006, for example, like LED tail lights.
Okay.
It was offering sport package, which for any Lotus guys will know, the sport package has dual oil coolers.
Ooh.
Yeah, whereas the base didn't have it. So that's why I chose it. It's just a car I've always wanted to track. So I got the car. I still remember, I think it was only a week or two after we got it. First thing I did was broke it in at the track.
That's so smart.
Yeah. You know what? But hey, they say to properly break in a car is to drive it hard.
There you go. There you go. A little bit about the background in the car world. What cars have you owned? How did you get started into cars?
Always been a car guy. Family's into cars. My dad got me into cars. He's still into cars even to this day. But me, I've always been a Honda guy. I still am a Honda guy. Though I don't have any right now, I probably will get another one. I am thinking about building a front-wheel drive track car again. It's going to be something I haven't had. So the only thing I haven't had or experience with is probably a DC5. Another car that kind of like the Lotus doesn't get a lot of attention. So I might build that car, but it all depends on time. Got wife and kids now, so everything's a little harder. It is in the future plans. In terms of what cars I've had, I had GSRs, I had a Type R. I had a 240 SX with the SR20. I had a Subaru WX, GC8 for the car guys. I played with all of them. Slowly got rid of them one by one, just because priorities came in and it was too many projects to have at once. So I got rid of everything.
Is there such thing? No, there's no such thing.
And I kept the main project.
You kept the main.
Yeah.
So tell us, what is one thing that you don't like about the Lotus?
Impracticality. Right now, for example, I've always tracked, I've kept everything that came with the car intact, but I've recently only removed the AC just because it stopped working. I honestly wish I took it out longer, because even when it was working, it was the worst AC system ever. It barely blew cold. But recently it finally gave up, so I took the compressor out. Maybe I'll put it back in. Oh, I lied, I'm not gonna put it back in. I'll probably slowly working on removing all the lines and everything that's associated with AC system to shed some more weight. But to answer your questions, it's very impractical. That's why I think it's perfect as a track car, not as a daily driver or anything like that.
Speaking of weight, how much is weight?
It was about 2,050 corner balance with me in it. Oh no, I'm sorry, without me in it, with half a tank of gas. With me in it, it's about 2,200 pounds. Again, it's a Lotus Elise, guys, but I do have a Siege front end because the Siege front is slightly wider. So it allowed me to experiment with different wheels, offset and width throughout the years. This is, I think, my fourth set of wheels that I've experimented with. The one that follows me on Instagram realized that the green TEs are quite new. Before that was the black TEs. 225 tires in the front, which went further out, quite flush with the fender. These Nankangs came out that I really wanted to try. It didn't come in the size I wanted, so I experimented with a more narrow setup, which surprisingly, I'm still debating between the two, which setup to stick with, but it's still good. But yeah, so it's a Siege front end, APR front splitter, APR Canards, TE37 Sonics, racing green, with Nankang or AR1 tires.
And what are the wheel specs on this?
The wheels are 15x7, 25 offset.
All right, Clint, so what made you go with the dark green wheels?
It's a funny story actually. My wife and my closest friends always, Clint, you're so black and white, so plain. You got to add some color into your life. So I showed it on the car.
So where did you get these wheels from? Tell me, what was the idea behind it?
So again, I've had the black TEs before. I always loved the way the Sonics look on the car. So when I found out that I was able to get in racing green, which actually leads me to giving them a shout out as well. Mackin Industry, I went to them. They helped me get the wheels. They've always come through whenever I needed wheels. So that's how I got it from them. And why I went with TEs is I'm a TE guy, there's many options I could get out there, but for I would say aesthetically and performance wise, you can't go wrong with TEs, so that's why I went with them. Rotors are DBA 2-piece floating rotors. Calipers are stock. Brake pads is Project MU Club Racers. And you can't see it, but there is stainless steel brake lines behind all of that.
What kind of suspension?
The suspension is Nitron GT3 triples, so triple adjustable, custom valving to cope or to work in balance with the additional aerodynamic grip that is on the car.
Wow.
Yeah, so there is custom
There's
valving
some
on it.
science to this.
Yeah.
How hard is it to find parts for this car, or all these custom pieces?
No, I wouldn't say they're difficult to get. APR actually helped me with my aerodynamic setup in terms of the splitter.